Hey guys, welcome back to Buzzer to Buzzer. All right, guys, so the 12th week of the 2020 NFL season has officially elapsed, and per the usual, we're going to be going over our top 5 teams, making our Buzzer to Buzzer power rankings heading into the 13th week of the season. So without any further ado, let's get to it.
Coming in at number 5, we have the Buffalo Bills. They've won 2 of their last 3 games. They beat the Chargers, and then they have beat the Seahawks very recently in a very decisive victory. And so, to say the least, the Bills are a very up and trending team. Josh Allen is back, returned to the form he was in the first 3 weeks of the season, and they've been playing really well as a team. The defense is starting to come together. The run defense has been amazing, and so they're taking the steps to be a playoff contender, and I can really see them growing into a higher position, maybe 4, even 3 in the coming weeks.
Dang, bro, how'd you do that without laughing? We're dying. Okay, I can't do it. I can't keep a straight face. Okay.
I saw Rayon do the code. I was like, what the fuck?
All right. Coming in at number 4 is also a new team in the top 5 power rankings with the Tennessee Titans. They came off in the last 2 weeks. They have beaten the Baltimore Ravens and they absolutely destroyed the Indianapolis Colts. They're coming off a hot streak right now, especially. Their offense is overpowered right now, especially with Derrick Henry as their running back, Ryan Tannehill, the receivers. Everything is looking really good right now for the Titans. And they're looking to, and also against their matchup against the Browns this week, they're looking to get their record even better and maybe even get the number 2 seed.
Coming in at number 3, we have the Saints. They played really well the last weeks. Beating Tampa Bay, beating the Broncos. Obviously, they're 9-2, number 1 seed in the NFC. And you can't really say much else. If they keep this up, they're definitely a Super Bowl contender. And that's why we have them at number 3.
All right, guys, and coming in number 2, we have a surprising move going on. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers moving on to number 2 spot. You might be wondering, hey, I thought they were number 1 last week. Well, there's only one reason, which we'll be talking about later. But, guys, the Steelers are still a phenomenal team, still undefeated, 11-0, still a heck of a record. After their whole COVID-19 schedule got shifted up this week because of the Ravens' COVID-19 protocol, the Steelers still bounced back, winning the game 19-14. And the main thing why they dropped one is because we'll be seeing the Chiefs have been dominant. But still, number 2 is pretty high up. They got some matches left, and I think continue the season at the rate they're going at with their defense carrying them all the way. They've got a very bright future in the playoffs. All right, guys, and for our number 1 spot in our 13th week power rankings, we got the Kansas City Chiefs moving up 1 spot. And, guys, that change is mainly occurring because of the firepower we've seen from Pat Mahomes and that offense day in and day out. That win they got over Tom Brady and the Buccaneers last week just further validates it, and they have officially moved to the number 1 spot. Our thoughts on this move?
Before I talk about why the Chiefs are number 1, I think we all made that point in the Week 12 reactions. The Steelers are kind of inconsistent when it comes to their offense right now. And we've seen when they play teams like the Cowboys, the Ravens last week, teams that they should absolutely destroy being an undefeated team. It's a really close game. So I feel like that kind of undermines their record right now. And especially with the Chiefs being this good, coming off a win against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are an amazing team. That's crazy. That's why they're number 1. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl too this year.
I think this is more of a move. Wait, let me restart that. I think this is more based on the Steelers playing subpar than the Chiefs actually playing really good because the Steelers have gotten really lucky this year. They barely beat the Cowboys, they barely beat the Ravens, and then the missed opportunity against the Titans. So I feel like the Steelers have gotten lucky in some cases. And as a result, that luck is going to run out at some point. They haven't been beating up on the opponents they should.
This 11-0 Steelers team doesn't look like an 11-0 team. Their defense is playing out of their minds. It's absolutely amazing. Looking back to their offense, they've shown that they're taking advantage of a good situation. They lead the league in average starting position. And so their defense puts them in a position to be successful on the offense. They don't have to go that far to get points, So they're basically guaranteed almost 3 points every time they hit the field. Big Ben hasn't been amazing this year. He's been nowhere near where he was at the prime of his career. And the wide receivers, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson, they've been who they are. And James Conner, he's been average. So looking at this offense, it's not a team that can beat the likes of the Bills or the Titans or the Chiefs. They've had a very easy schedule thus far. And I know they beat the Titans earlier this year, but that was on a missed opportunity. Mike Vrabel's an amazing coach. And I know if they play in the playoffs, the Titans will win that game.
You know, Ari, like you said, I think the main reason is because we've seen the Steelers sort of play subpar, which is still crazy to think about. They're still an undefeated team, but this past week just shifted our opinions. You got to take a look at Pat Mahomes, throwing for over 400 yards. Tyreek Hill catching so many bombs. That man putting up 50 points in fantasy. That was a whole other story. But the Chiefs, they're looking unstoppable at this point. Their defense is not only amazing, but their offense is rolling like no other way it should be. And I feel like that the Steelers and Chiefs are for sure both contenders for that number one spot. But for today, we got the Chiefs. All right, guys. Well, those were our top 5 power rankings heading into the 13th week of the 2020 NFL season. As always, guys, be sure to like button, subscribe, and comment down below. Do you agree or disagree with our top 5? Guys, take care. Catch you guys on the next one. See you guys.